What is up, everyone? So today I have a pressure washer for review. This is electric pressure washer. The reason why I haven't taken it out of the box is because it contains a lot of contents and I want to display those as I take them out. I don't want them just everywhere. Okay, so this is the Suyncll. Sorry if I mangled the name. It's right here on the box. I'll link it in the description below to where you can purchase this. We're going to go over its price point, its features, and whether or not it's a good purchase. So let's get into this review and see what it's all about. All right, so it's super hot out here, so I'm a little bit sweaty, but I wanted to do a proper unboxing just because everything's displayed really nicely. First of all, you got your instructions, okay? And then you got your components here. You got a cleaning pick, you got the gun, you got a handle, you got the attachments, screwdrivers, all the pieces you need to assemble this, a wand, and a wand holder, okay? Then you got this bad boy, this big old pressure washer here, okay? You got that, got a hose, and you got the foam cannon, all right? And then you got another piece of foam in there that keeps it all nicely secure in place. It's actually a nice setup the way this one came presented. So for those of you who are not familiar with the electric pressure washer system, or even a pressure washer in general, it comes with all these components that you need to install. And this one, the handle slides on, you put the two screws in there. It comes with your wand. This one here in particular has a quick release. So in order for you to install this, you simply pull the button and then you slide this into it, okay? And you push it in to release it. It does come pre-greased, so as you can see, there's grease on there. It's internal in here, so it doesn't get on everything until you actually assemble it. You want to maintain the O-ring grease on the O-ring, just so it doesn't crack over time. And that gives you full flexibility for 360 degrees of use, okay? This one's pretty cool because it has an on and off right here. So if you turn it off, you can't pull the trigger, so a little kid can't shoot their brother or sister in the face, okay? You got an on button and it allows you to pull the trigger. Really nice feature. A lot of pressure washers don't come with that, to be honest. Okay, and then since this one's not actually installed, I don't have it actually bolted in. That came off, but you just put the two screws in the back here, okay? They even give you the hardware to actually do so. So I'll open this. I just don't want to lose everything just yet. It comes with the screwdriver, okay? You got your cord. This is where you install your pressure washer wand hose. So this you should lubricate as well. And then you just slide it in there and screw it in. So once all that's installed, now you have two options. You got your foam gun, which you attach like such. So you put this at a 45 degree like that, this canister 45 degree to your gun, slide it in, push in, and then twist it. Once you do that, it's locked in. I like this setup better than the old setup that I have for the Suyncll, where you clip this piece on your wand extension like such, only because if you don't have a short gun here, your wand's way out here and you got all this weight hanging from the tip of your gun, and when you're going around your car you could bang it. So I like the fact that they give you this option where once you press it in, turn it, it's a lot shorter setup and you could get closer to your vehicle without having the concern of scratching your vehicle. Also, this is all plastic, whereas this tip is brass, so you don't have to worry about if you hit your car, it's scratching it badly, okay? So in order to use this, you fill this up with soap. I recommend filling it up with water as well, and then you slide it on and you twist it and it's locked in, and then you could spray it, okay? Before you soap anything, you probably want to rinse it off first. So you take this wand, you slide it on like such, twist it, and it's ready to go. Now you could spray off your vehicle or whatever. They give you all the tips. Let's just go over these. So the green one they give you is a 25-degree tip, 15-degree tip, which is orange. Red one's 0-degree, and the white's a 40-degree, okay? I like using the 25 or 40 just because it won't damage any paint. Okay, some of the other things that you have as well is these little plastic units. And basically what it does is this one slides onto the top, you put a screw in. This one slides on the bottom, you put a screw in, and then that gives you an area to wrap up your cord. They give you a hardware pouch with all the screws, the necessary screws you need. They also give you a wand holder, which on this side, this slides into like that, and then you could slide your wand into it like that. You also have the ability, let me remove this, to hook that up to the back so you don't lose your foam cannon. On the front here, you got the on and off. You got a water hose hookup. Be aware that there's an O-ring here, a rubber O-ring that could come on and off. Make sure you don't lose that. If you're leaking anything, make sure you tighten this silver area here, because that could come loose when you're twisting off the water hose. If it still persists, make sure you have this O-ring in there as well. This could fall out from you just normal use, you know, O-ring shrink, expand, and whatnot depending on temperature. All your little tips, they just pop into these rubber inserts right here. So you could put them in there and everything's securely placed and you don't lose this stuff. I like that feature. That's very nice. So another feature is this handle to transport the device. So if you pull up on it, it comes to a certain point and then you pull up on it a little bit harder and then it clicks some tabs internally into place so it doesn't free fall. Because if not, it'll fall down on its own like such, okay? So you gotta pull up on it and just the weight of the pressure washer will actually set it in place. And it's not designed to be pushing, so you can't push it because it's gonna collapse. It's designed to pull, so it's a pull handle. So between the hose length here and the power cable, you're looking at approximately 30 feet in length of movement that this device can move around off an outlet. So about 30 feet, I'd say, because you got 12 here, you got about 18 here, maybe a little bit more, but so you're about 30 feet. So I'm gonna clean off a few machines. I have the mower over here and an edger that's pretty dirty, and we're just gonna clean them. So what I did was I filled this up with Dawn liquid soap, okay? You can put whatever you want in there. Just make sure it's not gonna eat the plastic, okay? So Dawn liquid soap plus water, just so that way it creates a suction and then this pressurizes. So let's hook it up, clean them all with this, and then pressure wash them off. Before you activate your machine, make sure you have water flowing to it first, and then make sure you have your power hooked up and then turn it on. You don't want to turn it on before water gets to it, just so you don't mess up the pump, okay? So here we have the on and off. Make sure this is on. When you pull the trigger, that's what it does without anything attached to it, okay? And then when it's turned on, it's gonna pump up till it pressurizes the system. Once it pressurizes, it cuts off so you're not constantly running the pump. This is what it does when you actually have it hooked up and pressurized. So it's a little bit further and it's not too loud, okay? Like the gas ones are super loud. Now we'll attach our foam cannon, see what it does. So as you can see, it's not a super wide stream, but it does provide a lot of power. So this will not only allow you to put the soap onto your whatever you're washing, but it also does it with force, which is nice because it helps get rid of some of the loose stuff before you pressure wash it and stuff. Of course, you probably want to pressure wash it before you even use the foam cannon. I just wanted to see what that did before I got to the pressure washer. Okay, So this here is the white tip. It's 40 degrees. So we'll go through all the tips just so you could see what each one of them does. Keep in mind, like any pressure washer that doesn't have the braided style hose, it's easy to kink these. So make sure when you're unrolling them, you twist them and unroll, just so you don't kink any of the hoses. So we'll start off with 40 degrees to show you what that does. So basically what you want to do is pull this back. You have a retaining ring and a lot of ball bearings around there, so they didn't skimp out on the connector here. Some of them actually only have like 4 or so, but this one has a lot more ball bearings. Almost every single space is taken up by ball bearings, which is super nice. So this is 40 degrees. You want to let off the gun when you twist it. I recommend you locking this out just so you don't accidentally pull the trigger, or keep your hand off of it when you're doing this so you don't cut yourself. Okay, let's see if we could actually turn it while it's on. So you cannot turn it when there's pressure going through it. It's just way too much force. So 40 degrees. Okay. Now let's step it up to the 25. Green tip. That's 25. Now let's step it up to the 15 degree. So it's a lot more concentrated and it shoots a lot further than these other 2 tips. Okay, now let's do the 1 degree. Just remember this, the tighter the degree, the more pressure you're funneling into a smaller area, and it could peel paint if you're concerned about the paint. Okay, the red one, 0 degree. Make sure it's locked in. If not, it'll shoot it out. As you can see, this one's super powerful. And even from this distance, I could hear it like hitting the paint pretty hard. So I wouldn't use this unless you're trying to clean up like some of the cement. Or something like the back of your mower where you need to get a lot of the grime off. Now let's go into the foam cannon. So remember, you got to remove this unit. Push, twist. That comes off. I'll set that on the side. That's a good place for it so you can access it really fast. 45 degrees, twist, it's good. Now let's foam this all up and then we'll clean it. So when using this foam cannon, as you can see, it shoots a stream directly onto your whatever it is you're cleaning, which is nice because it'll blow off any of the loose stuff before you get to, you know, pressure washing it or whatever. But I do recommend washing your stuff before you even do the foam. But if you're, you know, you don't have the time and you're just going straight to the foam first, that's fine, because you could come along and pressure wash the foam off, but at least it'll allow you to knock off all the loose stuff before you wipe it off with the your pressure washing tips. So you could skip a step by using this foam cannon just because it provides a lot of power. If not, and you have some really tough stuff, you're going to want to pressure wash it first, foam cannon it, and then pressure wash it again. So this area had a lot of grime in here. So did this, and it basically blasted a lot of it off. Just this alone did a pretty phenomenal job in cleaning it. Now let's go in and pressure wash it. As you can see, that also used up all the foam or all the soap in here for the most part. Okay. But you could also use it just with this on it. You don't need anything in here if you want. So as you can see, it's super clean in there. That whole thing, this whole section was caked up with mud and lawn trimmings like this. Okay, as you can see, if you've never seen a lawnmower underneath, you have a belt driving it from the motor, and it drives your drivetrain back here with that belt. This is directly on the motor right there, spins around, and when your grass isn't cutting no more, it's usually because this stuff happens. It just wears through the material. It's crazy how grass cuts through metal eventually. It's just abrasion. But yeah, that's the blade. You can see how it's all curved, super dull now. But this is really sharp because it made a hole through it. Same thing right there when you hit rocks and stuff. That's what happens. But as you could tell, it cleaned out a lot of it. A lot of it just kind of bounced back over on it. And then let me flip it over for you. You can see it. Cleaned it up super nice. Same thing with the edger. The edger had a lot of oil caked up around this area. No oil at all no more. And then there's a lot of oil and dirt caked up in there. Okay, so for the verdict, do I recommend this pressure washer? Yes, I do. For the price point that it comes in at, it's a great value for what you get. Now let's go over the features why I recommend this pressure washer over, say, something like the Suyncll. So what makes this pressure washer so valuable is its features. There's a few features that I strongly agree with and like, such as the ports here to mount your quick disconnects for your tips. That's great. They designed that well. It's not these tabs that come and clip your inserts in that could break. It's just rubber, so they're good. On the back here, I like the fact that I could put the foam cannon right here, and it's there. It's not hanging out to the side where I could kick it with my knee, break it off. It's super compact, robust, and it's built in. That's really nice. This wand, I like the fact that I have options for where to put it. I wouldn't recommend putting it on the side because, like I said, that gets in the way, but I have the option to put it back here when I'm not using it, and it's real fast to get to. I could break it down, slide this in. The side works good, but for me, I like everything compact, so having it back here is super nice. When you're toting it, it doesn't get in the way. So I mean, your handle comes up right above this, okay? So you could take it and pull it around. If you're planning to move it a lot, I do recommend the side one just because it's built for that. But if you're not, you know, and you're just washing something off, that's a great spot to put it. I like that they have a carry handle here, so you don't have to extend this all the way up and carry it. You could carry it here and then move it around. I like that it's on and off feature style pressure washer, so turn it on, turn it off. You can hear the tactile feedback, really nice. The looks on this thing are really nice also. I like the radiator. This is like a metal, it's probably stainless or aluminum, but that's nice. It might not do anything, I'm not sure. It might act as a vent for the pump, but I'm not sure. But it does look nice. The design's super sleek and tall. I like the taller units because the wider units take up a lot more floor space and get in your way. A sleeker unit like this, you put it in the corner of your garage. Now let's get into the power. The power, compared to the Suyncll, is on point. Everything's similar. One thing I didn't like about the Suyncll is the reel. So they do make different models for the Suyncll, but I don't like the reel because it feels flimsy and it could break. If you plan to get a pressure washer, get one without the reel, because if the reel does break, your line that's in here that goes from the pump to your hose, that's attached to the reel, which is attached to your hose. So you got to make a different connection there. Whereas this is straightforward. If you kink or break any of these hoses, you could always just buy a new hose and not have to worry about the reel and all that stuff. Okay, so that's one of the differences. But pressure, it's great. I like the safety feature here, the on and off, because you know you don't need to turn it off. You could click it, put it down, go do what you need to do, come back and use it again instead of turning it on and off here all the time. Just a quick feature that they implemented that makes things a lot easier, especially if you're, you know, moving stuff around, pressure washing, moving stuff around, pressure washing, makes it a quick feature. One thing I do recommend when using any pressure washers is use safety glasses, because this stuff does flick back. So that's another thing that you need to consider. But other than that, that's going to complete today's video. As you could tell, it did what it was supposed to do. It's a great pressure washer, price point, on point. Anything below $200, you're getting a great value, which is what this is giving you, a great value. And I mean, it's a nice unit, so you don't have to compromise between nice and, you know, something that's powerful. So keep that in mind. So that's going to complete today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the near future, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.